Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SparkofVintage. My name is Cindy. I am the owner and head treasure hunter here, and we are so excited that you're with us as we unbox the March 2026 Sonnet Garden Blooms Makers DIY box. Well, as always, Sonnet includes her little thank you note as well as a napkin that we can use for decoupaging on any of our projects. We also have the Painted Photographer's rice paper set, Bunny in Bloom, and Leah's Heirloom Carrots. Roycycled decoupage paper includes the Garden Merchant pattern, just full of cute little spring images, as well as the Rabbit Keeper's Ledger. Our paints for this month are from Sweet Pickins Milk Paint. We have this gorgeous soft green Cheshire color, as well as Champlain and Inglenook from Fusion Mineral Paint. And finally, our DIY paint for the month is Gypsy Green and Faded Burlap. So all of these pieces are just absolutely wonderful. We're off to a great start with some really complementary colors that I think are going to make some great projects for us today. Again, thank you for joining us, and let's go ahead and get started. Well, we'll kick off our projects today with a very simple makeover. I found this beautiful head vase at the Goodwill bins, and as you can see, she got a little scuffed up and just needed a little fresh makeover. So I use the Fusion Mineral Paint color of Champlain to just kind of cover her all over, give her a little bit of a facial, a little brightening. I didn't want to wax it or do anything additional to it. I just wanted to tone down a little bit of that white and cover up some of those chipped areas. And as a result, I think it came out pretty simply and very beautiful. For this next project, I'm going to take these two wooden candlesticks that have a little bit of water marking on them, and they were very rough and dry. So I wanted to pre-treat them with the Extra Bond from Sweet Pickins Milk Paint. It is a technique I've learned from Connie from the Painted Photographer, now called affectionately the Connie method, where we treat the wood or whatever piece we're using with the Extra Bond first in order to get that really nice deep crackle. So I mixed it up, applied it to both candlesticks, and then did a little bit thicker mix on the Sweet Pickins Milk Paint and Cheshire. I added a little less water, and it gave me a little bit thicker consistency when I painted it onto both of the wooden candlesticks. Again, they were very dry, so the Extra Bond really was helpful in adding a much more smoother application of the paint. I got a nice subtle crackle on both of the candlesticks and then used the dark oil wax on both candlesticks. I kind of rubbed it in a little bit with my brush as I painted it onto both of the candlesticks in order to get that oil wax down in there in those grooves. Now, I didn't expect too much of a dramatic crack on these because, again, I did use the paint a little bit thicker, but it did add a lot of lovely texture. I also took a couple of flameless candles, rubbed a little collage medium on them first, and once it was tacky, I applied a couple of IOD transfers just to give them a little bit of a subtle makeover. I had enough of the Sweet Pickins paint left over to go ahead and paint this metal jug as well to match the two candlesticks, and I think the trio looks really great together. This next project is kind of a collection of all different wood pieces that I had in my stash. Some of them were the cutout Easter eggs from CNC DIY Factory, as well as those little glasses. We had some individual rounds, a small little cutting board, that paper mache bunny head, just a mixture of different ones that I painted using the Inglenook and Champlain from Fusion Mineral Paint, and then applied various decoupage papers from the Garden Merchant pattern from Roy Cycled, as well as the Bunny in Bloom from the Painted Photographer, onto just the different pieces. I figured once they were completed, I could use them in different vignettes, put them in little Easter baskets, make little gift tags for little Easter gifts, just a variety of different items. But I loved all of the papers and all of the details that were on them. So I thought we'll just use them in a little bit different ways. The bunny head, again, and those glasses came from CNC DIY Factory. Beautiful wood cutouts. And my bunny last month that I did with the glasses was so popular that I decided to do another one again this month. Now, the bunny mold that I applied to the mini cutting board came from IOD, and I did paint it with milk chocolate paint, and then waxed it with bronzed wax from Finnabar from Prima Marketing, her metallic waxes. So all in all, we had a little bit of variety of everything. I even used a little snippet of the napkin that Sonnet sent me, and as a way to just highlight these little pieces for the spring holiday. You can subscribe to your own maker's box at sonnetsgardenblooms.com. This next project, I used the Painted Photographer's rice paper, Leah's Heirloom Carrots. When I saw this great rice paper, I loved the simplicity of it and just the beauty of Connie's artwork. But I know that rice paper is very durable, so I had a basket in my stash that I thought this would look perfect on as an everyday kind of market basket. So I applied some Fusion Mineral Paint in Snowfall to the base of the basket, then some Collage Medium over the dried Fusion Mineral Paint. Now, the basket's multi-layered, and I knew this was going to be a little bit challenging, and rice paper is the perfect medium to use with this because it does take a lot of wear and tear, and it can be very durable when you're working on a challenging project or surface like this. So I used Distress Collage Medium from Tim Holtz, and then just saturated that rice paper. I took a little bit of Collage Medium at a time and made sure that it adhered, and just worked it into the grooves of the basket. I knew it probably wouldn't stick 100% in all of the places, but it would be durable enough to really stay on the basket and come out as a great final project. I used the Bayberry Fusion Mineral Paint in the green bayberry color to finish off the handles of the basket. And all in all, I think it makes a great little spring to summer market basket, and I was really happy with the results. This next project was kind of a quick one. I had this beautiful miniature greenhouse in my stash. I found this probably about a year ago at my local thrift store. I've been just kind of waiting to see what I wanted to do with it. And when I got the DIY color this month in Gypsy Green, which is one of my favorite colors from DIY, I knew that it was the exact color I wanted to paint the base of the greenhouse with. So very simply, I just painted it with 2 coats of the Gypsy Green by DIY, sealed it with a coat of indoor-outdoor varnish, and actually went to Michael's craft store, and they had these miniature little plants for $1 a piece. Popped them into the greenhouse, put the lid back on, and the project was complete. It was a very easy and simple spring refresh for our final projects today. And that is a wrap for the March 2026 Sonnet's Garden Blooms Makers Box. Thank you once again for joining me today at SparkofVintage, and I hope you'll subscribe and we'll get a chance to see you again very soon.